Good morning. It's Friday, the 27th of June, and I'm going to rearrange a few things in 2 rooms. So let me show you what I plan on doing. I haven't done a lot of measuring, so hopefully it'll work. I'm standing in the kitchen, and this is the dining room that I use as bird room stands room. And this is where I sit on a little love seat, and I want to take these bird stands over here and put them in this bird room, which is right next to it where this desk is. Now I did measure the desk and it is 67 inches long. Where the love seat is the longest wall. So I think that's where I will put the desk. Haven't decided which direction, if I will pull it out and sit behind it again with my back against the wall, or if I will put it up against the wall. That part really doesn't matter. Right now, I've got plenty of room on this wall to pull it out if I want to. To the right of the desk right now, I have a toolbox and a TV on there for the birds. So the bird stands should probably go real nice right here on this wall where the computer is. I'm wanting to move because I opened the blinds for the birds and it's too much glare on the computer screen. Let's get the room cleared out. The tablet, the table, the rug, bird stand number 1, bird stand number 2, stuff on the table, bird toy basket, floor lamp, and now we vacuum the dust and feathers. I think I'm gonna push that table back in the corner to stay to the right of the desk because that's the really only true corner there is in this room. Over here, I've got the couch temporarily, not sure how I will place it. And then up here, I'm gonna take that branch out of the wall as well as this rope. The birds are not using it anymore, so I may rehang it in their room. But I'm not sure about today, but I need to fill those holes and then touch. I'm gonna take this bird branch out of the wall and I'll have to repair that hole. Their little swinging rope. They've never used it a lot, but I thought it looked cute for the birds. I might put it up in the other room at another time, but not today. So I'm getting all the hooks out and I'm going back and filling the holes. I found another one up by the ceiling, so I grabbed it. I like that because it dries white. Getting my paint. And it needs to be stirred. It actually looked blue on the top. And I'm using a old container to put a little bit of paint in to take back in the house. And I got a little bit taller stool so I could reach a little bit better. Getting all the little touch-ups done. Those little sponges are nice because you can just throw them away when you're done. You don't have to clean them out. Getting some dust and feathers off of that little stand. And now I'm going to clear the desk off so that I can move it and get the last of the cords. And I'll put some beeswax on this to moisten it back up, kind of feed the wood a little bit. And I rubbed it in and let it soak in and then wiped the stuff off. While I'm waiting on that beeswax to soak in, I'm thinking about these flowers that I have here because birds aren't going to appreciate them and possibly even reach over and nibble on them. So I'm thinking about moving them over to that room. These little 3 ones especially, I can replace those white ones, and the white ones are all metal. The white ones could actually come in here. I just ran and grabbed my paint from the garage in case I have to repair little holes. Oh, I use little tiny hangers on these little ones, so those will barely show. Probably paint alone would be good. Okay. So these 4 are tiny. That one is big. Put this over one of the big ones. Those will take like nothing to repair. And not adding any more holes. Okay, so back in here, I've got this big flower, and obviously I could put it right here, but I already have 2 little nails in the wall right there. So I could put it over here next to the clock, like this, or I could put it on the side over here like this, or like this. I think that would be better. Or this one's a little bit heavier. I really wouldn't call it heavy, but I don't think a lightweight picture hanger is what I want to put it on. So if I take this off, this one already has an anchor in the wall. Oh, and it'll sit right there in the molding. That works for me. This picture right here I really like, but that picture I bought. This is from my son. This DAP dry decks is really nice to have around, especially if you move stuff around like I do. I don't do it all the time, but it's got a little cap on it and it stays good for a long time. Comes out pink, and then when it's dry, when it's ready to paint, it turns white. Okay, I'm about ready to paint those 5 little spots. The other ones I painted did blend in, so the paint was still good. I'm trying to decide which way to put the desk, if I want the desk to face out and go around and sit with my back to the wall, or if I want to face the wall myself. I think I would prefer my back to the wall. However, I don't know if I have enough room because that desk is quite deep and I still want to be able to completely open this door where it's not opening onto the desk. So I'm going to measure how deep the desk is, and if I put it, the front of it right here on the edge, would I still have enough room to get in and out to a chair? Now my chair is actually a rolling little stool that tucks completely underneath, so I don't have to worry about a chair like hitting the wall or the back spinning around because it completely tucks under. But that's what I'm going to do next, is measure, and I'll let you know what the measurements are. The desk is 30 inches deep and it's 64 inches from this wall to the edge of that door if it's open. So that would leave me 34 inches to get in and out, which is almost 3 feet. I think that's enough, but I still have to worry about the love seat. Is that going to give it enough room for me? You know what I mean? So it looks comfortable. I can't figure it out in my head though. I decided to have it up against the wall because it's really just going to cut off too much of the room. And I see there's a couple of, get down off of there, get down. I did notice that there's a couple of little marks on the wall that the paint scratched off, so I'm going to grab the paint take care of those, and then the little spots I just repaired. I think this is gonna feel so much bigger. The desk is way bigger than what I need now because I don't need the scanner, and the printer actually doesn't belong to me. I have never brought it back to work. I don't think they really want it back, but I don't need it either. So I'm just like looking at the desk, and I've got the computer and I've got the monitor, and I think that's it. I mean, besides the keyboard and stuff, but it's got so much more room on there. Here's a little bit of bird poop from somebody that was standing in the TV. Most likely one of the dogs. Well, are you ready to laugh? I used the wrong paint on the walls. I went back to it and I was like, well, it didn't look like it matched when it was wet. And as it was drying, it looked like it matched. Now that it's dry, it definitely does not match. So this room has been painted twice. That room has been painted twice, but not the same colors. Now they're the same colors. And I went with a satin finish the second time, and so that I could kind of wash the walls a little if I needed to. So the first color I chose was cherry taupe, which is flat, and the newer color is light cocoa. So I show you the wall because I'm just gonna have to repaint those little spots. I'm glad I didn't have a bunch of nicks everywhere that I gotta remember where they were. And I'm glad I discovered it early in the day instead of with evening lights or something. Like, what is wrong? But I'll show you. See how it's flat and it's a shade or so a different color. I couldn't tell by looking at it from the floor until the light changed in here. And I was like, wait, something's not right. So what happened was yesterday I cleaned out my pantry and there was 2 gallons of paint in there and the colors are similar. So I was like, oh, there's the wall paint in case I need to touch up. Well, I suppose it's better than white. Now I'm gonna open that other can and get it stirred up and repaint. Not a big deal. I'm glad it wasn't a bunch. There. I'm just gonna close these blinds and curtains and situate the love seat where I've decided to put it, which is kind of at an angle off, kind of even with the desk. And I'm trying this table over in the corner, even though I end up moving it. I forgot about the floor lamp, so I moved that third flower over on the bottom. And then I've got the lamp right there. There's a table next to the love seat. And I put a matching table next to it instead of this wood, actually a nightstand. All right, let me get the bird stands moved in here. I'm gonna put the new rug, clean rug down, change out from these taupey cushion covers to the burgundy. Not sure how I like the color up against the curtains. I think they actually looked better when they were further away, but that's all right. They'll need to be washed and I'll put the other ones back on. Okay, I've got the rooms put back together, minus cleaning the birds' cages and stands. I was really surprised at how many cords I was able to put away that I don't need anymore because I have my printer that I'm supposed to bring back to work, which, like I said, I don't think they really want it. And then I have a scanner I bought myself, which I don't need. And so all these cords just like, that were plugged in behind my desk are not there anymore. I have a charging cord and I have my computer and my monitor. That's it. So that's nice. So I want to show you how I chose to leave the room, at least for a while. I always like to change things around. But for right now, I like it. So this is coming in from the kitchen. And I can still get to the windows, but I won't need to open them until fall anyway. So I may have want to move it around again by then. These were untouched, but they do need to be cleaned. And that's going out to the front door. Here's the two bird stands. There's the TV and the toolbox. I just wanted to show you real quick that the paint did blend in this time. It was the correct color. Thanks for being here. I look forward to next time. Bye.